Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, price elasticity of supply is the measurement of the responsiveness to the supply of a good after its market price has changed. The formula of calculating that will be very similar to price elasticity of demand, with the percent change of quantity supplied over the percent change in price. Now, if you get a PES value of greater than 1, it will be supply elastic, meaning that the good inputs of that good are readily available and usually pretty cheap. Now, if the PES value is less than 1, then it'll be supply inelastic, meaning that the inputs are not as readily available and more expensive, and it takes a lot longer to make. If a good is considered to be supply inelastic, then it would be shown on the graph with more of an up and down curve, meaning that with a drastic increase in price, the increase in quantity supplied is only a little compared to the increase in price. Now, whereas if you have supply elastic, it would be shown on the graph with more of a side-to-side curve, meaning with a smaller increase in price, you see a lot bigger increase in quantity supplied. Price elasticity of demand is the measurement of the percent change in consumption of a good related to its percent change in price. The formula to calculate that is the percent change in quantity demanded over the percent change in price. Now remember, in terms of elasticity, quantity will always be on top, while price will be on the bottom. If you get a PED value of greater than 1, then it will be considered demand elastic, meaning that it's more of a luxury good or a want. Whereas if you get a PED value of less than 1, it will be demand inelastic, meaning it's more of a necessity such as gasoline or insulin. For a good that is considered to be demand inelastic, it would be shown on the graph with more of an up and down curve, meaning that with a drastic increase in price, the quantity demanded only goes down a little. Whereas if a good is considered to be demand elastic, then even a slight increase in price will show a drastic decrease in quantity demanded, hence why the graph is more side to side. Now, it is also important to remember the differences between short-run and long-run behavior in terms of price elasticity. In the short run, goods will tend to be more inelastic because it's hard to find substitutes really quickly, whereas in the long run, everyone will eventually find substitutes, therefore, everything is usually considered to be more elastic.
Here in the oasis of American consumerism lies a convenience store known as Target. This supermarket is home to a myriad of dangerous and hostile products, such as this nefarious skeleton shown here. God, he's so hot. This hellscape is home to many goods which display attributes of inelastic and elastic demand. Take Beats headphones, for example. As a luxury good, Beats headphones are known for having exorbitant prices, making their demand volatile on how well their consumers can afford them. Don't take it from me, though. Allow our on-screen experts to explain this in the form of a graph.
So for this example, the Beats headphones, price increased by 10% and quantity demanded decreased by a whole 50%, showing that this good is inelastic and not really a necessity.
However, there are still many demand inelastic goods in Target, such as diapers. When it comes to searching for receptacles babies can both poop and walk around in, there aren't many substitutes. This leads to parents needing to buy diapers no matter what price they're set at, making diapers a demand inelastic good. Another demand inelastic good sold at Target is gasoline. However, the experts are much more knowledgeable on this than I am, so I'll let them do the explaining.
For this example, prices increased 50% from 10 to 15, and the quantity demanded has only dropped 10% from 10 to 9. This is an example of demand elasticity because it is a very necessary good and people just can't not buy gas because they need to get to work, so they'll tolerate the price in the short run. Pay attention, this is going to be on your tests.
Supply elasticity is another factor worth examining in this local grocery store. Take the selection of laptops Target has available, for example. The inputs required to make these laptops are very expensive, and therefore, even with a large price increase, manufacturers would still struggle to produce a large number of them. The concept of supply elasticity is a difficult one to understand, so I'll allow my co-host to elaborate on this example. Look at the funny raccoon.
So for this example, the laptop is supply inelastic because with a price increase of 30%, they are only able to increase supply by 10%, and that is because the inputs for creating a laptop are hard to find.
Products which have very cheap input costs are typically supply elastic, such as basic t-shirts. T-shirts can be produced in mass for very little money due to its main ingredient, cotton, being industrially farmed and its assembly requiring textiles where much of the work can either be automated or expedited to overseas sweatshops. The opportunity costs being low allows the quantity of t-shirts produced to increase drastically as the price of the t-shirts increases. My on-hand analyst will break this down for you as well.
Like this t-shirt, it shows very elastic supply because with a 10% increase in price, they're very to easily supply 30% more. This is because the inputs are readily available and the items are very easy to produce.
Wednesday and half past the hour.
In this example, we have a price increase of 30% and a quantity demanded price increase of 30%. Now when we put this into our price elasticity of demand formula, we get 1. And this shows unit elasticity because there is a proportional change in quantity demanded compared to the change in price.
C-Y-U. Check your understanding.
So for this example, price is increasing 50% and quantity demanded is only
Decreasing.
10%. Now state whether this is elastic or inelastic and give an example. Okay, so the answer for this example, with a price increase of 50% and a
Quantity demanded decrease of 10%.
we put the numbers into our price elasticity of demand formula, and we got 0.2, which is demand inelastic. And an example for a good that is demand inelastic would be insulin, due to it being a necessity. Okay, so for this example, there's a price increase of 10% and a quantity demanded decrease of 50%. Now, state whether this is inelastic or elastic, show your workings, and provide an example. Okay, so the answer for this example, with a price increase of 10% and a quantity demanded decrease of 50%, we put those numbers into our price elasticity of demand formula, and we got -5. But remember that you can never have a negative answer, so it will always be the absolute value, which is 5, and we determined that's demand elastic. And an example of that would be Goosey Flip Flops.
Whoa! Whoa! No way!
For this example, prices increase 20% while quantity supplied is increased 40%. Now solve it, tell us if it's elastic, inelastic, and give us an example. Okay, so with the price increase of 20% and a quantity supplied increase of 40%, if we put that into the price elasticity supply formula, we get 2. Now this is a supply elastic good. An example we put was socks. This is because the inputs are readily available and they're very easy to produce. Because they're like shirts for your feet. They're like shirts for your feet. For this example, prices increase 40% and quantity supply is increased 10%. Now tell us if it's elastic or inelastic and give us an example. Okay, so with the price increase of 40% and quantity supply increase of 10%, if we put that into the price elasticity of supply formula, we get 0.25. This means that's a supply inelastic good. An example for this was a car because their inputs are from all around the world and it takes a very long time.
Poetry is the great hope of man. Let me read you a couple of poems here.
Billy on the street, Billy on the street, he's making dreams come true. Billy on the street.
Sir,
Sir.
do you know what the price elasticity of demand is? What's the definition? Tell me.
Oh my god.
It is the change in the percentage of quantity demanded over the change in price of the good.
Ms. Forkis, what is the definition of price elasticity of supply?
It's the change in the quantity of supply over the change in percentage of price of the good.
What two components make up these formulas?
The change in the quantity demand.
Sir. If the PED value is less than 1, is it elastic or inelastic?
Elastic?
A PED or PES value which is less than 1 would lead to a product being inelastic. What if it's more than 1?
Inelastic?
A PED value greater than 1 would be an elastic good. We're all very disappointed in you, Joey. Do better. Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
If a product is demand inelastic, does it have many or few substitutes?
It has, few.
Go. Ma'am. If a product is supply elastic, are the inputs readily available or not?
They are readily available, I think.
Sir. What is the shape of a demand elastic curve?
It is a shallow slope.
Is it straight up or down? Or is it left to right?
It's left to right.
Ma'am. What is the shape of a supply inelastic curve? Is it straight up or down or left and right?
Up and down.
Get out of here. Sir. In short run, do goods tend to be more inelastic or elastic?
Yo no habla inglés.
As you can see, this man got the question correct due to his assumption that goods tend to be more inelastic in the short run. This is because consumers are unable to find alternatives while under time constraints, and are typically forced to purchase a good despite any discontents with the price. However, in the long run, goods tend to be elastic because consumers are bound to find alternatives if provided enough time.